and welcome back to our traditional Woman of the Month interview that we feature every issue. For those who are new to the channel, my name is Lauren Bellamy. I am the founder, one of the writers and editors for Hear Her Speak magazine, and I am joined by literally the entire staff today, so I'm just going to let them introduce themselves real quick.
Hi, I'm Roshni. I'm a content creator and an editor for this magazine.
I'm Suhaila.
I'm Vaishnavi, and I'm a content creator, an artist, and an editor for the magazine.
I'm Suhaila. I'm a writer and editor for the magazine.
And I'm Jamie, also a writer and editor for the magazine.
Thank you so much, ladies. Okay, so let's get down to business. Today, we will be interviewing a member of our staff that you know through her insanely creative art pieces that has blessed numerous of our issue covers, as well as through her beautifully written and sometimes funny material that can be insightful tip articles or reviews on her favorite anime and games, Elizabeth Shull.
Hi, everyone.
Elizabeth is a quiet yet sweet soul who never fails to bring necessary shade as well as extremely helpful critique to help push us all here at the magazine. While you may not see her in our interviews or hear her voice in our podcast episode, Elizabeth does so much for the magazine, whether by doing a huge edit of the overall issue or whipping up some cover art for it as well. She is so freaking talented, and we love her and appreciate her so much for all she does. She will actually be getting her degree from Virginia Tech with a major in architecture as well as a minor in Japanese and ecological studies. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Hi. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so do I start asking questions then? Okay. First question. Describe yourself in your own words.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I mean, I'm very introverted, but I think around the right people, I can be very, outgoing. I have a unique sense of humor, but I don't show it around everyone. I have a bunch of sarcasm saved up in here. And, I love doing art, playing video games, just really laying around and doing nothing. That's my favorite thing to do. I love all kinds of subjects like science and art and history. I love learning the most, and I'd say I'm pretty competitive in learning. Yeah, so that's about me.
Thank you. Your first question, that's so iconic. And also the first question, sorry, just going on a tangent. Like the first question you answered while having your face being shown. How iconic. So on a different topic, what's the source of inspiration for most of your writing as well as your art?
I would say I'm very passionate about my interests. Usually most of my articles, first of all, they're about things that I've watched or read, things that really get me going, things that I want to share. When I have something I'm obsessed about, I want everybody to know about it. That's just my personality type. So usually it's whatever I'm obsessed with at the moment that I share.
That's really cool. And when you were describing yourself, Elizabeth, I found it funny because I kind of learned a little bit about you myself because I didn't know you were a gamer and everything. But yeah, so moving on, who would you consider to be your biggest female role model?
You said these weren't hard questions. I don't know. There's so many to choose from. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to say someone like a well-known figure, but honestly, I think I could say someone within my own family. I think who would I choose? My sister is a big role model to me. She is my older sister. She has always been there. She and I have very clashing personalities, but she always knows right from wrong. She's taught me to be who I am. She's almost as competitive as I am. She's just always there when I need her, and she's done everything that she set out to do. She's like a triple major. She graduated from Virginia Tech a few years ago, and now she's doing what she wants. She's living in North Carolina, and I'm really happy for her that she's doing what she wants.
That's really sweet. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that I wasn't the answer to that question. But, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, we'll try again. What is your philosophy or something that you try to live by?
I don't know. I mean, usually I have a few like tenets that I like to live by. Like loyalty is probably my favorite one. Like I wouldn't say I make friends easily, but when I make a friend, I don't think I ever leave them. you know, like I like to follow up with people that I care about. And then also, I don't know. I think it's always nice to be like comic relief. When things get too stressful, you could probably see this in the things that I write. But I don't like it to be serious all the time. I'm kind of a peacemaker. So, I mean, that's kind of how I like to live.
That is so true about you. As like we've been friends now going on, I don't know how to do math. So, okay, going on 6 years, and it's just been really fun. But you have been extremely loyal, and I think we've been loyal to each other, and all of us really have been able to create that. But it's true. Once Elizabeth like finds a friend, she pretty much stays with that friend, and she's always there for them. So that is very true, Elizabeth. So, tell us a little bit more about your decision to study architecture, and what do you plan to do when you finish school?
Okay, so I have like a very intense story about how I chose architecture. I was in the IB program. You people know that, but I was in the IB program in high school and middle school, and that's kind of a very holistic program. You get both sides, like the art side and the side of reasoning and like logic, science. And I didn't want to choose. Like everyone was choosing their high school based on like I want to be in technology or I want to be a teacher, but I was like I don't want to choose. I want to be well-rounded. I want to do everything that I can. I don't want to limit myself to just one side of the spectrum of learning. So what I chose to do is architecture because I think it is a blend of all of my favorite things. It's like the hard science of math, and it's the artistic side, like learning how to construct buildings with like restraints, but also using your imagination. So I think that's one reason. The other is that I really love The Sims 4, and I've been playing that as long as I remember. And my favorite part was not making characters to live in the world, it was building the buildings, and that's really what I enjoyed. And I think after college, when I graduate, I think architecture, you have to be an intern or like work to, I don't know, get recognition for a little while before you can go make a name for yourself. So I'll probably do that for a few years, and then I'd love to, I don't know, travel the world, work under different firms. I don't think I'd ever own my own firm, but, one day maybe.
Yeah, I can definitely see like you doing that in the future, and also I think like your like decision to study architecture is really cool because you definitely are well-rounded, I'd say, and you're also very multi-talented in art. And yeah, it's very interesting. So next question, what do you like to do in your spare time? I know you kind of touched up on that earlier.
Let's see. Really, I'm not like someone who changes a lot. I've had the same interest for many years. So usually I do art. Like I love painting. Watercolor painting is what I've been especially interested in the past few years. But I'm also getting more into digital art, as you've seen. And then also I love reading. I've been rereading Harry Potter again for like the 8th time, I believe. Yeah. I don't read new books. I reread my old ones because they're like my best friends. And then I love video games. I think I mentioned that. I love open world games, so I've been playing Genshin Impact. And then I've played Breath of the Wild. Yeah, and what else do I like? I don't do that much. I don't know, just spending time with my family. I have a dog, I go out with her every now and then. We run around.
Very cool, very cool. And then finally, for our regular question section, if you would give any, or if you could give any advice to either your younger self or your future self, what would it be and why?
That's a hard one. I think taking this gap year, it's not something I would have chosen for myself. It's never something I would have envisioned because I'm always ready for the next thing. I don't really like to take breaks in terms of like learning. because I think it would have put me behind. That's the whole competition mentality, I guess. But I think for IB and all the schooling that I've been doing for the past few years, I haven't really had a time to take a break. And I think mental health is really important. And when you're in high school and you have to get the best grades and you have to be like within the certain rank of your class and you have to get into college, you have to do all this stuff. You don't really think about yourself that often. And I wish I would have, spent more time going outside and going to school events. I don't think I ever went to a football game for Henrico. Yeah. So I didn't spend much time outside of my studies. That was literally my entire life. I think if I would tell myself something, it would be to get out of my comfort zone a little more. And maybe with this holistic learning that I'm so focused about, maybe socialization should have been part of that.
All right. Thank you for answering those questions, Elizabeth. Now we're just going to get into our usual rapid fire. So our first question is, what's your favorite genre of music?
Oh, that's already too hard. I don't know. I love K-pop and I love alternative rock. Those are my favorite too.
All right, to follow up on the music question, favorite artist?
Like music artists?
Yeah.
No, that's also too hard. For alternative, it would be Muse or My Chemical Romance because I'm one of those people. And for K-pop, it's obviously BTS. But I also love Twice.
Both extremely great options. Yes, Elizabeth and I both fell into Army at the same time, and that was really fun. But final music question, what is your favorite song?
No, I can't choose. That's too hard. I can make you a playlist, but I can't choose one. I don't know. Let's see. I've always loved, Muse has this one song. It's called I Belong to You, or in the French version is Mon cœur s'ouvre à ta voix, which is My Heart Opens to Your Voice. I really love that song. It's like 5 minutes long, and they have a bass clarinet solo. It's like the most random thing ever, but it's so beautiful. I listen to it like every day.
That is beautiful. I love the French. That was a nice touch. Now I'm excited for the answer to this question. What's your favorite anime?
Oh, what's up with all these hard questions? This is harder to decide than like anything about my personal life. Let's see. Another thing, like I can't choose. There's so many different genres. For comedy, I love the Psyche K, probably is my favorite. And then I love Orin High School Host Club when I want to be comforted. I love Death Note because it's very psychological. I love Haikyuu because I love sports anime. That's like one of my other favorite genres. There's no way I can choose between any of those.
And then the next question is your favorite fast food restaurant. And in parentheses, it says, I personally already know this answer. And I think Lauren
That's just me being extra.
But I actually don't know the answer. And it says the world needs to know. So what is your favorite fast food restaurant?
You might be fascinated to know that I love Panda Express, And then I guess I used to love Taco Bell, and I don't know, I haven't been there in like a whole year because of COVID, but I think I would love it less now. So, Panda.
Were you right, Lauren, about Panda Express? Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead, Jamie.
Did you have something to say? Sorry. No, okay. What's your favorite novel?
Oh, I can't choose. I don't know. I could be basic and say Harry Potter because I have read it like 8 times. But I love this book called Grave Mercy. It's by Robin Lefevre, and it's really long, but it's about, I'll just explain it really quickly. So it's about this girl who's like a daughter of the god of death, and she learns that she can choose this path in her life to be an assassin and, avenge the wrongs that have been done to her in the past, and in doing so save other lives. Like she works to save the Duchess. This is set in like 1800s Brittany, which is somewhere in France. And it's a really good book. It has like political intrigue and a little bit of romance and some suspense. It's a great adventure. I think you should read it.
That sounds great. I feel like I remember you talking about this book a lot in high school.
It's really good.
Yeah. So if you could go to any place in the world right now, pretending that we're not in the middle of a pandemic, where would you go and why?
Well, I mean, I could easily say that I'd love to go to, I have a few places. I'd love to go to the library. Like, just going to a library would be great. Like, I miss going there. I used to work in a library, so it's like another home to me. And then I really want to go back to Shenandoah National Park. Usually my family goes there every year, but we haven't for the past 2 or 3 years because of reasons. And then if I could choose anywhere in the world, it would probably be Japan or France, because I know a little bit of both of those languages.
Both great options. I know we're all going to be going to Japan together at one point because we all have an obsession with it. But yeah. So what is the craziest comeback you've ever made?
What do you mean by that?
Like in terms of like a sarcastic comeback or something.
Oh man, I don't know. You probably have to ask my family members for that one. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you right now. I'm sure they can all think of something though. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I can remember many right now, but we'll just go to the next question because I don't know if the readers are ready for this. Okay. Do you have a favorite lyric or quote?
I really like it's a Shakespeare quote. I just think it's kind of witty. You'll see why. It's I challenge you to a battle of wits, but I see that you are unarmed. I always use that one, whenever I want to throw things out at people. People ask like, "What's your favorite quote?" You can just throw it out at them. One of my other favorite poems is "Fire and Ice" by Robert Frost. I mean, that's kind of like a thing that you remember, Sometimes the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, hold with those who favor fire. But if I had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to see that for destruction ice is rather great and would suffice. Yeah, that's one of my favorite poems. And then, I don't know, for lyrics, anything from Muse, they're so good.
Nice. So on that line, wait, no, I'm dumb. Sorry, Vaish, go ahead.
You kind of already touched on this, but what is your favorite genre of literature?
I like fantasy, but I don't like when it gets too deep. So I like to have some basis in reality, some ground rules that I can understand. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Okay, actual question. What's your current book recommendations?
Grave Mercy by Robin McEvers. Also, I really like Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. I think I made Roshni read that one time. It's very good. Any of the Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, I like rereading those every summer. Yeah, any of those.
Nice. And yes, you did make me read it, and I did love it. It was a really good book. It says, what's your favorite color, but I don't think you have like a singular one. What's your favorite colors, plural?
I like intense black, like this.
Oh yeah, you didn't check.
What a surprise! And then I also love like a dark blood red. I just think it looks really striking.
Fancy. I was about to sing the song, but I refrained. Okay. Now, here's a definitely really crazy question. You don't have to answer if you would like, but it's do you believe water is wet?
Oh. That's kind of not what I was expecting. I'm trying to think about this. I want to give a really smart answer. I don't know. Is water inherently wet? When it touches other things, it could make them wet, but I don't know if it is inherently wet. Like if it's just no, I don't know. I don't want to answer this question. I think yes. The answer is yes.
That was a very good answer. I know it was an unexpected question, but it was really good. It was profound. Well, here's another interesting question. What is your opinion on socks and sandals?
Oh God. My sister went through like a hipster phase, and she would wear her Birkenstocks with like toe socks every day. I would laugh at her so hard. I don't think it's a good thing. No. I mean, I guess be yourself or whatever, but it doesn't look good. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Or whatever.
Okay. The next question is, were Ross and Rachel on a break?
Oh God. Don't bring up that old wound. No, they were not
As
on a,
you're wearing a shirt.
they were on a break. Let me see. That was so long ago that I watched that. I think that, I don't know, women, this is a generality. I think women are more like sensitive about relationships than men. That's just a generality. But I don't know. Rachel, I think she had said then like we're breaking up for now, you know, and I don't think Ross should have been able to go and like cheat if they were on a break, go and, you know, be with that other woman. I don't think that was very good. I think he should have at least waited like a week or two. But I don't know. I think it was pretty clear. Like they decided to separate for that time being. But I think he was just a little too hasty. You know, it really didn't show Rachel that, you know, he was regretting not being with her anymore. I think that's where it went wrong.
Okay,
Oh.
it's not my turn.
Okay, this is just not our day. What's your own favorite art piece, Elizabeth?
Oh, it would have to be the wave off Kanagawa. You know, that's what that really like old Japanese painting with like the waves and the crests that are all swirly. I can't remember right now who painted it, or like I don't know, it might be a wood block carving. I'm not sure. But I have like a big poster of it. I have a tapestry that I'm gonna hang in my dorm room. So yeah, that has to be my favorite painting.
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah, that's a dope painting. I know what you're talking about. What is your own favorite writing piece?
From myself or from anyone?
Yes.
From yourself.
I don't know. I've written, well, in terms of quality, probably something I submitted for IB, you know, because, like, I tried really hard back then. Yeah, back then. And then now, I don't know, I like my poems, I think. And then when I reread things that I've written that I was obsessed over, like anime and stuff, I kind of cringe a little, but then also I laugh, like, the, like, dorky side of me. I'm like, that was kind of funny. To bring that back. But yeah, I don't know. I like my poems the most, I think.
Your poems are literally everything. Every time I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like I have to take a breath because I'm just like, that was so good. Okay. What is your biggest fear?
Oh. I think my biggest fear is that I would be in a situation where I wouldn't be able to help myself. You know, like I really want to be independent eventually, but I don't want to have to be in like this hole that I can't dig myself out of. I've seen what happens to people like when they get in debt or you know they aren't prepared for things that happen in the future. That's why I think it's always great to have a plan and to pursue your education because that's the most important thing that you can do to, you know, secure a future for yourself. But if anything happens, you know, like this pandemic kind of shook things up. Me taking a gap year, that was a situation that made me really afraid. But I think now it's shown me that I can be resilient if it happens. But I don't know. I like to prepare ahead. I think being in a situation that you know the outcome of is a lot more safe.
I felt that very much. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh. They're all really stupid. I don't know. I have this one pet peeve when people in my house use the microwave and it says like stop or time done and they don't click cancel and I just see that message every like 5 seconds. That makes me really annoyed. I don't know. I don't have many like big ones. I guess when people aren't working to their full potential, like when people are slacking off just for the sake of slacking off, that makes me really mad. If I know they're capable of doing the work, then of course I'll tell them to do their best.
That's so sweet, Elizabeth. And I'm very sorry for this following question. But if you were a potato, what state of matter, as in gas, liquid, solid, or plasma, would you be?
But I'm already a potato, right? So it doesn't have to be.
I'm unsure.
I don't think a potato can be a gas.
Have you tried it out yet? Have you
No.
gassed a potato yet?
I think we learned from like chemistry that even if you like mince a potato and you make it like a puree, like blended or something, like no matter how far you zoom in, there still might be these like solid pieces in there. So I don't think you can ever get out of being a solid, you know. So as solid as logic.
Okay. Final question that you know is the final question. What percentage of cacao do you like in your chocolate?
I like my chocolate like I like my humor, very dark. So I would say above 70% always.
Valid.
Logic. I'm sorry. I'm like crying laughing now. Because we just were definitely doing something when we wrote those last like 5 questions. But anyway, this has been so fun to be able to interview you, Elizabeth, for our readers to get a sense of who you are, because as you know, we genuinely don't know what we would do without you. You have helped us so much with the magazine, whether it's by checking something that we just totally missed, or by just adding even more fantastic content, and your cover pieces are just out of this world. So thank you so much for being here with us, for showing your face, for being here. We're so happy we have been able to interview you and honor you as our June 2021 Woman of the Month.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I mean, I know this magazine, I think it's probably an excuse to keep us all connected together, even though it's like we're all going to different schools and all. But I really like getting to see how you guys are growing in terms of your writing, you know? Like, that's a cool thing. Yeah, and getting what you're interested in is reflected in what you write and what you make. So I like to see that part of the magazine. So it's a good opportunity in both ways.
Awesome. That is very true. I think all of us have definitely grown. It's been like, while it's been fun to be able to give our readers like really fun, awesome content, it's been also cool to see how much we've grown, even though we aren't even at a year yet, and we've all grown tremendously. So good job to everyone. Thank you again, Elizabeth. Does anyone else have anything to say before we wrap up? No? All right. Well, readers, this pretty much sums up our interview. Please check out our June 2021 issue by going to our website at hearherspeakmagazine.com, as well as checking out our podcast episode talking about our theme of the month, which is money management, because we are young people who really need to get in charge of our finances, and it's so important that we do that. As Elizabeth was talking about earlier, it's always important to have a plan, especially in terms of your finances, so you're never in a situation in which you can't get yourself out of. But anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Happy Pride Month. Turn up. Happy Pride Month. And yeah, thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.